Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our daily newspaper session. Apologize for the background noises from my side. Yeah, so I hope all is good. So, uh, let's start the session. So, first participant is Jam. Hello, Jam.
How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am also fine, ma'am.
Yeah. So I hope all is good. So which article you want to read?
Article 15, ma'am.
15.
Yeah,
Okay. So sir, first I humble request for you. Sir, don't call me ma'am, okay? I'm a Siddhi. You call
okay,
me
ma'am.
Siddhi, okay?
Yeah, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you can continue with your article.
15, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I am reading the Article 15. Right to state on growing recognition of Palestine. Recognition of Palestine is more than just symbolic. When the state of Israel was declared in Palestine on May 14, 1948, the US recognized in just 11 minutes. In, in the years since, most UN members extended recognition to the Jewish nations, which became a UN member in 1949 when the Palestinian Liberation Organization declared a state of Palestine in 1988. Much of the global south recognized it, but powerful Western nations stayed away with the position that recognition would come only part of the negotiated two-state settlement. But this week at the UN General Assembly, the UK, France, Canada, and Australia finally recognized Palestine, which shows their fraying ties with Israel and diminishing faith in a cohesion-free diplomatic process, leading to a final settlement. For Palestine, the Western recognition could be seen as a diplomatic respite, but comes too late. Gaza has been devastated by Israel forces. Jewish settlement and Israel checkpoints have mushroomed in the West Bank, and settler violence has displaced thousands of Palestinians over the past 2 years. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu openly declared that there will never be Palestinian state, and Washington offers Israel unconditional support. Recognition may not have an immediate impact on the ground. Israel ruling coalition is incapable of even ending the slaughter in Gaza, let alone discuss a two-state solution. Yet, this wave of recognition is not just a symbolic act. It shows cracks in the post-1948 pro-Israel census in the West. The UK played a decisive role in the establishment of State of Israel. France armed it in its early years and helped it build nuclear weapons. These powers bear historical responsibility to find a solution to the problem. They, they were all party to from a beginning, and Palestinians have an internationally recognized right to have their own independent sovereign state. If Israel does not stop in the war in Gaza, which should be the first step and continues with the settlements in the West Bank, Europe should impose an arms embargo at Tel Aviv. Israel should be warned against annexing the West Bank, which should be treated as a red line. Mr. Netanyahu and his extremist minister to so internationally isolated, will not perceived, but they will not rule forever. A future Israel leader could abandon militarization. This forever war and geopolitical attack are not helping Israel industry either, even though it allows Mr. Netanyahu to click on to power. The recognition of today should serve as a stepping stone for a Palestinian state tomorrow. This is the best chance for peace for Palestinians, Israelis, and West Asia. I got done. I got small summary. This article tells us right to state ongoing recognition of Palestine. When Israel and Palestine war began in 1948, but US just 11 minutes in state Israel. Most of the member previously two state two state recognition, but recently in the European country UK, France, Canada, Australia finally recognized because this is a this is a great this is a great example for the Palestinian example state. This feature, yeah, and yeah, I got done.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much
Okay.
for joining the session. Yeah, so that brings to your today. Then please try to speak read theory because I'm not understand more. Also try to clearly that word. And I really appreciate your effort
No,
and summarize from the cycle
your voice VP,
for
ma'am.
important highlight. Yeah,
Your voice VP. Network issues.
I think my network is not so that's problem. That yeah, and you would like from this article.
Mhm. What article number has he read?
15, ma'am.
Sorry, what number?
15, ma'am. 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, no. Like before I joined, I was reading other article. It was not this one.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, ma'am. Audible.
Yeah. So anyone would like to some point from this article? Yeah, thanks Sam for taking part. So now I will move the next participant. So
Yeah.
next is a me. So my article number 22. Much delayed Indians U.S. trade negotiations likely in final leg. What lies ahead? After much back and forth, the Indian-US trade deal is suddenly back on the agenda against AS. A high-level Indian team of officials has landed in Washington. Has landed in Washington to resume negotiations from the much-delayed trade deal. There are indications that the endgame seems near. High-level delegation talks. The Indian trade team is led by Commerce Ministry Piyush Goyal, and there are identification that something meaningful construct has been communicated by Washington DC with respect the resolve on that side to warp up the frustrating deal. To be sure, the two sides have been at this the next month earlier too. Then things can change it the super of a moment a draft of a deal was cleared at the official level by both countries months earlier before an intervention by the White House to ostensibly extract more concession from India effectively derailed the entire progress. This eventually led to the talks falling through, followed by the sequential in bilateral election. It is likely that this time around the visiting Indian side, which includes Rajesh Agarwal, a special secretary in the Department of Commerce and India's chief trade negotiators, would be offering some additional concession to sweeten the deal and package the deal in the context of forging the strongest bilateral relationship. The view that India is not China has consistently echoed in New Delhi policy crucials in and is likely to be reframed in these negotiations too. At least from the India side, the concession to be offered by New Delhi could include big tickets, defense purchase commitments, and plans for nuclear collaboration. Delhi quantified with a headline number in billions of US dollars. Some of these things are likely to have been discussed at the official level. Give that the Indian delegation visit comes after an American team led by Assistant US Trade Representative for South and Central Asia Vandesh Lyons visited New Delhi earlier last week. 10 negotiations had stalled after US President Donald Trump on August 7 stamped up pressure on India and the Donald doubled tariffs on India to 50%, citing India's purchase of Russian crude. The US negotiators, who were expected to be in India on August 25, had the put off the visit. Messaging by India in the sequence weeks and months, according to government officials, there seems to be delegations in DC that India is unlikely to yield in the face of tariff threats, just as South Korea, Japan, or the European Union did at the same time. New Delhi has re- re- repeatedly flagged its real lines and doubled down on the assertion that this would not be purchased even if that were case. the perspective of any trade deal. There are indications now that the India side expects the so-called reci- re- reciprocal tariff and the quantitative secondary tariffs that followed the to be removed in a single step and no two separate moves, and that this would then be replaced by a single tariff number. Also, there is an expectation that draft deal that was ready earlier would now be dusted off, and from the basic for these fresh negotiations with some additional concessions thrown into the mix to clinch the deal. The timing of the H-1B visa decision by the Trump administration over the weekend, it is also being seen in some quarters as a possible negotiating plan, which is now an integral part of Trump's trade playbook, given that the only country affected in a major way by that decision is India. The positive inference for India there is that additional leverage is generally thrown into the mix when the Trump administration is gunning to get deal done, as was the case with South Korea and European Union deal. Will the move may be primarily amid it pandering to the MAGA constituency that Trump is keep to apex trade. Experts are inferring that the timing of the announcement doesn't allow to the possibility of decision having the potential of additional leverage against India, just like the secondary tariff on account of Russian oil buys. The challenge for the Indian side would be to try bring this non-tariff issue to the negotiation table at a time when the removal of the tariff blockade on goods and clinching a trade deal is real. The primary task at hand makes it signals. There have also been multiple public statements of affirmation in India that the tariff would go. Last Thursday, Chief Economic Advisor V. Anant Nageshwaran had said in Kolkata that additional US tariff of 25% on India levied over the purchase of Russian oil won't continue by November 13th. This has but buttressed the belief that back-channel negotiations have been positive. The sensing of the trade tension had begun emerging as Trump earlier this month said India and America are continuing negotiations to address the trade barrier, and that he was correct. There would be to difficulty in the talks being successful. Just hours later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in response to Trump's post, said both countries are natural partners and will work together to secure a more prosperous future. Prepares for future. Right after that, though, the US asked G7 countries to step pressure on countries buying Russian oil to end the war in Ukraine, as per a joint statement released by the US Department of the Treasury. The statement said the US has received commitment from the G7 countries to increase connection pressure on buying of Russian oil. China and India are the biggest purchasers of Russian oil. India has India has been and well maintained that it will continue to buy Russian oil, with Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman saying earlier this month that economic and commercial considerations are behind India's oil purchase. India is the world's oil world's third largest consumer of crude and depend on imports to meet nearly 19% of its requirement. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his Independence Day speech, said India will not compromise on the well-being of India farmers, fisher folk, and cattle keepers. So I have done my reading part. Now I'm try to invite uh, com- Minister Piyush Goyal in us to so, so against some issue like your marriage on the Indian office and all, and yeah, expected to offer to change the deal was possible include finance commitment and collaboration, and yeah, or and Prime Minister Modi statement is for the a speech say India will not compromise anything for farmer like fish work, and yeah, so that's all from my side. Anyone would like to point, so welcome. Okay, Piyush sir, if you possible, so can you try to feedback for me? If you chat through, so okay, Piyush sir. Okay, sir is I think sir is
So,
busy. So
good
now I
morning,
will.
Siddhi. Am I audible, Siddhi?
Yeah, because
Okay, actually,
sorry, provide me back if you possible.
okay, yes, I have noted some words that you were pronounced wrongly. So, some words like first word was negotiation. Can you pronounce it after me?
Negotiation,
Negotiation.
negotiation.
Yes,
Okay,
and right. Second word was festering deal. Festering deal.
festering deal,
Okay, and third was offered, OFFERED.
offered,
Yes, and next one, realization,
realization,
reciprocal,
ratio,
reciprocal,
reciprocal. Okay,
and next last word is replaced,
ma'am, could you repeat again?
replaced.
replace.
Yes, actually, what happens is like you are reading in a well manner, but sometimes you don't, give time to that word. That's why that happens. Otherwise, you were reading in a very well manner, and yes, you have improved a lot from before.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Extremely sorry, Siddhi, but did you call me or like name my? I sorry, but I switched up my devices. That's why I'm able to speak. So in Telegram, I think there's a you have to give the permission for speaking. So I don't know that feature. That's why.
Yeah, sir, it's okay, John. Sir. Sorry. And, sir, I
Yeah,
understand.
there is a connectivity issue, but apart from that, I think as Ma'am Utkarsh Ma'am itself spoken about your reading skill, yeah, you had to work upon your pronunciation, and I think you did well. Like before, I think I'm noticing you from last 3 to 4 months. So you are working upon that, but try to keep emphasis on that word if you are unable to speak on that. Otherwise, other member will point it out, or you itself think that I'm pronouncing it a wrong way. So just break it apart. Like if any word you are unable to pronounce, as ma'am talk about negotiation, so negotiation. So try to that speak. As we all learner, we will not judge any other person. So if you are feeling, no, just not skip. Otherwise, you're unable to understand and learn the words. So work upon that one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I will try next time a right pronunciation for the. Thank you, Utkarsh ma'am, and thank you, Priyanshu sir. Okay, so now I will move the next participant. Shivans, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm
Yeah,
listening.
good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
So, which article you want to read?
I want to read article number 1.
One. Okay, continue.
Yeah, ma'am, because I want to read a very short article. It will help me to summarize. I'm very beginner in summarizing. GST rate cut. Festival offers skyrocket auto sales. SIAM. In an encouraging in an let me see. In an increasing start to Navratri festival season, automakers have reported robust business backed by the cut in goods and services tax beginning Monday. The start to his festive season has been extremely encouraging. The recent GST reduction and special festive offers have sparked an extraordinary wave of consumer interest and enthusiasm, said Salad Chandra, President, SIAM, and MD, Tata Motors Passenger Vehicle Limited and Tata Passenger Electric Mobility Limited. On the first day of Navratri, Tata Motors had reported deliveries of over 10,000 cars and SUVs and received over 25,000 in inquiries. Okay, inquiry. The company said Maruti Suzuki India Limited, the country's largest car maker, said the response from consumers had been phenomenal. Not so, something it had not seen in the last 35 years. On the very first day, We recorded 80,000 inquiries and have already delivered over 25,000 cars, with deliveries expected to touch 30,000 shortly. Since September 18, when we announced additional price reduction over and above GST, we have received 75,000 bookings, with nearly 15,000 bookings coming in every day, uh, about 50% higher than usual. The company said in a statement, inquiries remain very high and we may even run out of stock for certain variants. Okay, variants compared with last year. The overall response has been ex, ex, exceptionally strong. The overall response has been exceptionally strong, the company said. Yeah, I completed my article. I want to summarize it. So, as we know, our comment reduces the GST rate uh, from 28% to 18%. So many customer wants to take benefit from this uh, offer and like what we call mocha. I don't know. Uh, so in like on Monday, uh, Tata Motors their employee reported they did uh, they uh, they had lot of inquiry, uh, 80,000 inquiry, and they sold 25,000 cars. And yeah, Tata Motors car is one of the best car in India, but his service is not best. He took lot of time to provide services, but overall car is good. So that's all about my side. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Shivans, for taking part. That was a reading part is a nicely reading, and yeah, summarize is also good. So thank you so much. Okay, anyone would like to some point from this article?
Yes, ma'am. Article
Yeah.
number 1, right?
Yes, yeah, ma'am. First of all, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Very lovely morning. Quite.
Yeah. See, yeah, ma'am. Only you have 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay, madam. I'll
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I will
Thank you.
maintain the deadline. Deadline, which means that this time. Okay. So this article is about car sales shooting up in India because of two big reasons. The first, GST rate cut and festive offers during this Navratri. And we all have been aware of it. And you know what? Trust me, at my home, this big billion sale, it's like it has made so many people crazy at my home. Like they are overly confused and overwhelmed. Okay, I want this, that, and all. Anyway, so this article is about uh, that. Not all. It is not all of that only, but yes, it is one of the parts. Alright, so now first, let me quickly explain, means very briefly about this GST. It's nothing, it's just goods and services tax, which is basically a tax that we all pay on goods and services. And when the government reduces GST, things become quite cheaper. So people feel encouraged to buy more and more. And here, in this article, cars and SUVs became cheaper. So sales sky rocketed, which means sales automatically amplified. It increased. All right. So here, the first highlight of this article is that Tata Motors it reported something huge, that on just the first day of Navratri, they delivered more than 10,000 cars and SUVs and got over 25,000 inquiries from buyers, which is massive. And the next big point is about this Maruti Suzuki, which is India's largest car maker, and they said the response from customers was phenomenal, something that they hadn't seen in the last 35 years. And on just one day, they recorded 80,000 inquiries, where they delivered over 25,000 cars, and they are expecting deliveries to touch even 30,000 very soon. So, since September 18, when they announced additional price cuts over and above GST, so they received 75,000 bookings. So, imagine that, and around like 15,000 new bookings are coming in every single day, which is about 50% higher than usual. So, see, festivals in India are always like linked with this shopping, right? So we buy gold on Dhanteras, new clothes during Diwali, vehicles during Navratri and Dasahara, because many people believe that it's an auspicious time to start something new. So that is why car companies, they are pushing special discounts and offers during this season. And when GST is cut at the same time, so it's like a double bonus for these customers. So, yes, the crux of this article is very clear that thanks to GST reduction and festive offers, that India's auto industry has seen a record-breaking boost in sales, and companies like Tata Motors and Maruti Suzuki have witnessed extraordinary demand, something that they haven't like something that hasn't happened in decades. So in short, cars got cheaper and festive mood was is pretty high, and people, they are rushing to buy, and companies, they have recorded historic sales. So yes, this is all what this article about. I hope I didn't extend the time limits, like given time.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining. Thank you. Yeah, so now I will move my friend next. Hello, other. This is on.
Okay, can anybody confirm? Is it my network fluctuating or is Siddhi's like one?
No, Siddhi's voice is breaking.
Hmm.
It's same for
Uh,
me.
Okay, girls, you can go. Producer next so you need network is.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so any other participant want to team up with me for the editorial number 12? Okay, no issues. A very good morning to all of you. So my editorial number is 12, titled The
No,
Penalty in
I'll
Proportion.
all right. I will team up because yeah, I haven't. My turn is pretty way late, so better I team up.
Okay, so it's already divided in two para. So I will read the first part and latter will be yours.
Okay. So like two para, you mean to say that like up to that aggravated the problem, right? That's the first one.
No,
Okay.
from the starting, like law has also become an instrument. It's titled
Article.
Penalty in Proportion.
Okay, penalty in proportion that I see, but uh, up to where like the first para is there, I'm unable to get.
Like up to the problem I will read. After that, you will continue. The law has also become an instrument.
Uh, okay, got it, got it. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The penalty in proportion, the criminal defamation is incompatible with a democratic debate. When the Honorable Supreme Court of India upheld the validity of the criminal defamation in Subramanian Swamy 2016, reasoning that reputation is a part of right to life, it may not have anticipated the difficulties of this position. On September 22, during the criminal defamation proceeding against the Foundation for the Independent Journalism, Justice M. Sundaresh of the court voiced his unease at the growing use of criminal defamation proceedings by the private individual and the political actor as an insurance against the criticism and a means of retribution. His observation echoes a broader judicial anxiety expressed in recent proceedings against Rahul Gandhi, Shashi Tharoor, and other public figures that the law is being misused. Criminal defamation proposes the imprisonment for speech that injures the reputation, a remedy disproportionate to the harm caused. Unlike the physical harm, the reputational injury can be addressed adequately by the monetary damages or the injunction. While protecting the dignity which justifies a strong safeguard, protecting the reputation seldom warrant the criminal punishment. Since 2016, the criminal defamation has become a tool of intimidation. Editors of the Hindu faced such cases under the Jayalalitha government and Mr. Gandhi over the remarks about the political leader, with the trial court issuing the summons that required the court's intervention. The tendency of the lower judiciary to issue the summons without weighing threshold of the defamatory speech has aggravated the problem. Yeah, over to you, Siama.
Yeah, okay. The law has also become an instrument of propaganda. Criminal complaints have weaponized statements taken out of context or distorted in circulation, which the law has compounded by attaching the threat of jail time to contested interpretations. In this way, criminal defamation has fostered opportunistic litigation. For example, Subramaniam Swamy versus Sonia Gandhi and Mr. Gandhi 2012 to 2014 entangled rivals in a punishing process rather than seeking timely resolution. While suits filed by Nitin Gadkari and Arun Jaitley against Arvind Kejriwal and AAP Aam Aadmi Party leaders kept the Delhi government from performing its duties. For journalists in towns, criminal defamation complaints from local politicians or business interests create the risk of arrest and onerous travel to distant courts, fostering censorship. Instead, those genuinely aggrieved can approach civil courts for damages in injunctions or retractions, which address the harm of reputational injury and strike a balance between free expression and protecting reputation. Importantly, civil proceedings also reduce the scope for misuse by the powerful to silence criticism. Many countries, including the UK, have abolished criminal defamation because such laws are incompatible with democratic debate. It is time for India to follow suit. So, yes, I'm finished of reading articles. So, Priyanshu, you can go ahead with your part of the summary.
This whole article is revolving, as mentioned by the ma'am itself, is related that the penalty in proportion. Basically, the criminal defamation. Defamation basically means that you make any other kind of defamatory or statements which are not in consonance with the spirit of the society. For example, any words which are not according to the how the conscience of society as well as is against the norms of the society itself. So defamation basically are already criminalized in the IPC and now in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita after Section 356 itself, and mentioned by the Honorable Supreme Court itself that it upheld basically mean that it protects the constitutional validity that defamation be a ground or defamation is a criminal offense under the IPC itself and also in the new BNS by the Subramaniam Swamy case 2016. So this whole article is revolving around whether the criminalizing of defamation unjustly restrict the freedom of speech and expression. As we know that Article 19(1)(a) guarantees us the freedom of speech and expression to speak whatever we wanted to speak in a free and fair manner. No doubt we have the Article 19 Clause 2 restriction imposed upon our freedom of speech and expression. So that's why the Honorable Court also mentioning about in this case itself, that they have to make a balance between the 191A, 1902, and also the main pivotal article which is being highlighted in this article itself or editorial is Article 21, which talks about the right to life. That includes the right to reputation. So for some person, reputation means something. For other person or society, the reputation means different thing. So that's why the Honorable Court is saying that a harm that is being imputed upon that particular individual society that can be compensated by way of a monetary or the money, as we also have the civil, and apart from civil we also have a other remedy in the form of a tort. So tort basically means any the kind of civil wrong that is does not arise from any contractual obligation, but you're still entitled to claim the damages in the monetary term. So you can compensate the same loss by money, but by imposing the imprisonment of defamation proceeding, that may lead to the process. For example, in this article itself, there are a lot of proceedings, not lot, but a few proceedings to be initiated by some political leaders against the other political leaders who are in the previous regime of the government. So that ultimately affect the administration affair. That's why the Honorable Supreme Court, even the M.M. Sundaresh judgment or division bench itself has clarified that it should be limited itself to the civil remedies, to the monetary part rather than the criminal proceeding, and it will ultimately damages. I think it is 2 years of imprisonment or 3 years. Unable to recall that now, but yeah, that's why they are more tilted towards granting the civil rather than the criminal. So, as this particular case revolved around the foundation journalist, some foundation who is of the journalist. So that's why they, in a form of getting a revenge, in the form of taking a retribution, there's a retribution theory in the theory of punishment also. So that's why it is important that it should not lead to taking a revenge. It should limit it to whatever wrong he or she individual has done in that individualism had to be limited to the civil side, not to go to the other side of giving the punishment. I hope so I'm able to like give it a meaning this article. So yeah, over to you, Siama.
No, you have already highlighted all the nuances, I think. I have left nothing for me. However, whatever I'll be doing will be reiterating, paraphrasing in a different way. All right, so as he said, that this article is revolving all around criminal defamation in India, which is so the main point here is that punishing people with jail for hurting someone's reputation is pretty unfair, which indeed it is, and quite harmful for democracy as well, and it is often misused by politicians and powerful people. All right, so the point where I began to read, so it is talking about the law which is being used as propaganda. And so here, politicians they are dragging rivals to court, and sometimes even for years. Means they drag rivals to court, sometimes for years, like Subramaniam Swamy versus Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, or this Nitin Gadkari versus Arvind Kejriwal. So it basically what it does is it wastes time and blocks real governance, and it makes political fights quite uglier. So journalists they also suffer because local politicians or businessmen they file cases against them and force them to travel far for hearings. So which creates basically fear and self censorship. So now the question is, what's the alternative then? So I feel instead of criminal punishment, people can go for the civil defamation cases, which means that civil law, they can make someone pay damages, retract statements, or issue apologies. So this way, reputations are protected, but free speech isn't crushed. So civil defamation is more balanced because it does not give the powerful a stick to beat critics into silence. And here there is a mention of that many countries like the UK have abolished criminal defamation altogether. Why? Because in a democracy in a democracy, this debate, criticism, and even harsh opinions are pretty necessary. So if every sharp word can land someone in jail, then freedom of speech dies, right? So India still has this colonial era law, which is brought by the British, and that is why many experts say that it's high time now India rethinks it. So yes, the crux of this article is that criminal defamation is equal to jail for hurting reputation. So yeah, it is revolving around it only, where this law is misused by politicians. They silences journalists and harm free speech. So and but civil defamation is quite enough to protect the reputation. So countries worldwide are scrapping criminal defamation. So yes, the article's message is clear that India should do the same to strengthen democracy and debate. That is all from my end.
Thank you so much, Sia ma'am and Priyansu sir. You both read the article in a very well manner, and also for the summary part, you did really well. Like you summarized everything about this article. I really appreciate, and yes, everybody, and I personally understood like whatever you told. So it's amazing. Thank you so much for being part of this session, and always add a lot of information and value to this session in terms of newspaper reading. So thank you so much. If anyone wants to add something regarding this article, then they can. Okay, so now let's move to the next participant. And next participant is me. Okay, my article number is 17. So I'm going to read that article. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are. And thank you so much, Utkarsh, for your words. Yeah, you are perfectly audible. Go ahead.
Thank you, Siya. Okay, title is my very good morning, everyone. My article number is 17. Title is What is Antifa in Trump's Line of Fire After Charlie Kirk Killing? An anti-fascist flag flown at a protest against Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. in 2017. US President Donald Trump signed an executive order designating the Antifa movement as a domestic terrorist organization. He had promised action targeting left-wing groups he uh, accuses of fomenting violence after the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk earlier this month. There is no public evidence tying Antifa to Kirk's assassination. The motive behind the shooting remains unknown, and the accused gunman, Tyler Robinson, is not cooperating with investigators, officials have said. Still, Trump has now described the organization as a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster and has vowed to go after its sources of funding. What is Antifa exactly? Antifa, short for anti-fascist, is not an organized political group in the traditional sense. It is a decentralized movement without a clear structure, command, hierarchy, or leader, according to a 2020 Congressional Research Service report. Some experts on political extremism, along with former FBI Director Christopher Wray, have argued that Antifa is better viewed as an anti-fascist, anti-white supremacy ideology than a cohesive entity. As such, it would enjoy First Amendment free speech protection under the US Constitution. Antifa traced its roots to the anti-fascist movements in Europe in early 20th century. It gained viability within the US state after Trump's election in 2016. How is the movement structured? The movement operates as a loose collection of independent local groups which may share plans, tactics, and resources either in person or through encrypted messaging apps. Antifa activists cluster into affinity groups, informal units of 3 to 8 people who trust and protect each other during protest. According to Reuters reporting and a 2020 report by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, adherent to Antifa believes in direct action, which can take the form of a street protests or cross the line into more violent conduct, such as burning police cars or shattering windows. Activists often wear black and cover their faces, according to the CSIS report. Online, they might track right-wing groups or dox those seen as extremists. Has Antifa ever been charged? According to US law enforcement, there has never been a terrorist incident in the United States connected to Antifa. Trump first sought to designate the movement as a domestic terror organization during the George Floyd protest in 2020. The most notorious episode involving the movement occurred in Portland, Oregon in August 2020 when Michael Renoel, a self-identified Antifa supporter, shot and killed Aaron J. Danielson, a member of the far-right group Patriot Prayer. Renoel was killed by the federal and local law enforcement officers during an attempt to arrest him. More recently, a San Diego jury found 2 men guilty of conspiracy to riot earlier this year in a case that stemmed from a street protest in 2021. 2021, prosecutors labeled the men as members of Antifa. Yes, I am done with the reading part. Now, summarizing this article. Actually, this article is talking about what is Antifa and why it came under the renowned scrutiny. Like why Donald Trump is taking action against it. And okay, so in this article, we can see that Trump take a stand on this group organization. Like he considered this group as a domestic terrorist organization, and also he signed executive order, and according to this order, that Antifa group is a kind of terrorist group that is harming the country or making some some that are creating some conflict within the country. But actually they were not evidence with something wrong in US, but their action in other countries is quite violating. Yes, here it is mentioned, like in Portland in August 2020. They did most notorious episode when Michael Renault, a self-identified Antifa supporter, shot and killed Aaron. That was member of the far-right group Patriot Prayer. So their action itself is not in US, but they are doing very violent activities in other nations like Portland and yes, in Portland and other country was also there. Okay. So basically, this group is kind of following the ideology of ideology of like they are against the racism or fascism. So they opposes the belief of fascism or racism. And also Antifa is a short form for anti-fascist. So they are not believing that any group or any people are very superior. So they are against of this thing. And also this group has no any central leadership or hierarchy, and also not any official membership. So Trump has decided to cut down their sources, and so that they will not get benefited for these kind of activities. And also what they do, like this group made independent, this group make some small group for like including 3 to 8 people, and they share their plans with each other, maybe through encrypted messaging app, or sources that is kind of hidden. So they share their plan and execute together. Yes, and this actually this group came into existence after the US US President Donald Trump won the election in 2016. Yes, this is all about this article as far as I have understood. Thank you so much for everybody listening me. Okay, if anyone wants to add something about this article, please come again. Please come forward.
If anybody is willing to, so please go ahead. Otherwise, I would. Okay. It doesn't seem to be okay. So fine. This article is about this Antifa. So Antifa basically it is a movement which U.S. President Donald Trump has blamed after the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, where he even called this Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. So, but the twist is there is actually no evidence linking Antifa to Kirk's murder. So, this article is explaining that what Antifa is and how it works and if it has ever been charged or not. So that's where this article revolving around. So, addressing the first question, which is what exactly is Antifa? Sorry, Antifa. Okay, so briefly mentioning this, Antifa is short for anti-fascist. Okay, so that's what. Okay, and now talking about the exact at what it is. So it's not a political party, not a registered group, and not even an organization with leaders. Instead, it's a decentralized movement, which means it's just a loose collection of people and local groups who share similar beliefs but do not follow one central boss. So, and they mostly fight against this fascism, where white supremacy and fair right. No, sorry, they mostly fight against fascism as well as white supremacy and far right extremism. And some experts even they say that Antifa is more of an ideology which is basically an actual group, and that is why in the US it it is also, I mean, it also enjoys some protection under this First Amendment, which is freedom of speech. So all in all, this is what the Antifa is, and this is what this article is highlighting. Um, then talking about how is Antifa structured. I'm really sorry. I always get I have problem with the enunciation of T and T and T. I always okay since my childhood I pronounce T as a T. So sorry, T as a T. All right. So therefore, I'm just fumbling time and again here. Antifa, like. Okay. So here, talking about how is Antifa structured. So briefly, let me mention it. Antifa, it works through small affinity groups, usually where 3 to 8 people are there, who trust each other, and they coordinate through encrypted apps, and they wear even black they cover their faces and take part in direct action. Direct action can mean peaceful protests, but sometimes it goes extreme, like burning police cars or smashing windows. So, and also online, they track right wing groups, or sometimes even dox people, which is basically exposing personal information. So that's how it is structured. It looks like. Okay, now the question is, has an Antifa ever been charged with terrorism or not? So, this is a surprising part that no. According to US law enforcement, Antifa has never been linked to any terrorist incident in the US. And Trump, he first tried to label it as a terrorist group during the George Floyd protests in 2020. But the most famous case happened in Portland in 2020, where an Antifa supporter, what is his name? Michael Rain, okay, whatever, Reno, he basically shot and killed a far right activist. But this Renoel was later killed by police. And recently in 2021, two men in San Diego, they were convicted for rioting during protests, and they were called Antifa members. But overall, this Antifa hasn't been officially charged as a terrorist outfit. And let me tell you this word fascism. Why does Antifa even matter? Okay, why does Antifa matter? Because the word this fascism means a far right political system which crushes freedom and pushes dictatorship. Therefore, Antifa started in Europe in the early 20th century to just fight against fascist leaders like Hitler and Mussolini. So in modern America now, Antifa re-emerged strongly after Trump's election in 2016 because many young activists saw rising white nationalism. So now here is a bit tricky, but since Antifa is not an official group, so it's hard to pin down, and that is why politicians sometimes they use it as a blame game tool. Yeah, that is all. This is all this Antifa about. Thank you,
Thank you so
Utkarsh.
much, ma'am, for clearing this article in a much better way. Like you have explained everything about this article, each and every line and every crux of this article. So it is very appreciable, and thank you so much for being part of the session. And yes, okay. Now I would
Thank you,
like
Utkarsh.
to call next participant. We have okay, Jugnu. Jugnu, are you there? Okay, before Jugnu, Natalie is here. Natalie, would you like to
Hello.
read?
Hey,
Hello, good
I am
morning,
ready.
ma'am.
Jugnu, actually, Natalie is
Hello,
before you.
Now I
hello.
Yes,
think my turn is.
Your voice is not audible, ma'am.
am I audible
Yes, yes, you're audible.
now? Okay. Uh, okay, before Jugnu, I would call for Natalie because Natalie
Yeah,
given her
I already
name
post
before.
for my article number 11, ma'am.
Okay, you can proceed with that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Hello, good morning, everyone. My article number is 11. Title is No Prohibition on Sale of Meat, Fish, Eggs during Navratri. Clarify Bhopal officials. Mehul Malpani, Bhopal. No prohibition on the sale of meat, fish or eggs has been imposed in Madhya Pradesh, capital of Bhopal during the nine-day Navratri festival or on Dasara of officials clarified on Tuesday, dismissing media reports about the or purported ban on these products from September 22 to October 2. Speaking to the Hindu Bhopal collector Kushan Kushalendra Vikram Singh said, "No such order has been issued by the district administration placing a blanket ban like this." One day, several media outlets had reported on the prohibition, citing a report by a news agency, which quoted a subdivisional magistrate. However, the news agency, which had shared a purported video statement by the SDM on X regarding the ban, deleted deleted the post on Tuesday. The post draw widespread criticism from social media as users and opposition party leaders. Many slammed the move and learned it majoritarian and divisive. In a post and 10, Trinamool Congress Lok Sabha member Mahua Maitra remarked, "How can the entire multi-faith city of Bhopal be forced to give up fish, meat and eggs simply because some people decide to turn vegetarian from a finite period of time to balance out their sins for the remainder of the year?" In a fresh post on Tuesday, the news agency issued a correction highlighting that the official quoted in the SDM from Maihar in North MP, a Navratri Vela fair in starting from September 22 in the holy town of Marshada. In view of this, the sale of meat, fish, and eggs has been banned in the city from September 22 to October 2. Divya Patel, SDM, Maihar is quoted as saying, "Maihar collector Rani Batad told the Hindu that the prohibition is imposed in parts of the town near the famous Sharda Mata temple during both Navaratri every year. Annual phenomenon. Such orders are issued each year during the Navaratri festivities at the temple. There is a complete ban on the sale of raw and cooked meat," she added. Prem Shankar Shukla, Bhopal Municipal Corporation's Public Relations Officer, said the such prolonged dietary restrictions have never been imposed in the city. Each year a calendar is issued after consultation which varies department and the BMC commissioner, in which specific instructions are issued, but we have never imposed restrictions for 18 8, 9 days at the stretch, he said. In this article related, I have to explain some points. Clipping aboard a sale of meat, fish and eggs during Navaratri in Bhopal. Main points: officials in Bhopal clarified that there is no ban on the sale of meat, fish or eggs in the city during Navaratri, September 22, October 2, or Dasara. These come after some media reports claimed there was such a prohibition. First point is a clarification by Bhopal collector. Kushalendra Vikram Singh, Bhopal collector, said no such order was. I'm writing some points. Um, so issued by the district administration. He dismissed the rumor of the blanket ban. My second point is source of confusion. On Monday, some media outlets reported that the ban was imposed. This was based on the news agency quoting a subdivisional magistrate. The news agency later corrected itself, saying the official was from Maihar in North Madhya Pradesh, not Bhopal. My third point is reactions. The false report caused a widespread criticism on social media and from opposition parties. Many called it divisive and majoritarian. Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra mocked the idea, saying people can't be forced to turn vegetarian just a festival. My fourth point is what actually happened in Maihar, not Bhopal. In Maihar, a different district, near the famous Shraddha Mata temple, a local ban is imposed every Navratri on the sale of raw and cooked meat. This is described as an annual phenomenon. My fifth point is Bhopal Bhopal official stand. Prem Shankar Shukla, Bhopal Municipal Corporation's pro said Bhopal has never imposed such prolonged restrictions. Instructions are issued for fairs and events, but no city-wide ban is ever enforced. Thank you so much. That's all in my side. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for giving opportunity. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for taking part in this session. I really appreciate the way you read this article and summarized it in a very well manner. And yes, you have covered most of the points of this article and truly appreciate. The only thing I would say that sometimes it is like you were doing best, like when you were, having some problem in pronunciating some words, then you were taking pause there and looking for that word again. So it was the best thing that you were giving time to that word that was difficult. Yes,
Thank you so
and
much, ma'am.
everything.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and everything was really amazing. Okay, and if anybody wants to add some points regarding this article, then feel free to add. Okay. So one thing I will say, like this article is all about the ban. Actually, there is no such kind of ban or prohibition on sale of meat or fish eggs during Navratri, but some like nearby temple, the people usually they what they say, like there should not be any sale of non-veg kind of thing like fish, meat or eggs during Navratri. But this was not actual some official instruction by the government. So government clarified, the Bhopal government clarified that there is no any such prohibition in the state, in the Bhopal city, that the people cannot sell meat, fish, eggs during Navratri. So they now clarified. And also one misconception was there that on Twitter, on on Twitter or on social media, that SDM is banning these kind of sale. So it was not actually true. So yes, this is all about this article I wanted to add. Okay, so now let's move to the next participant. We have Jugnu. Jugnu, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, thank you for waiting. Okay, so good
Even I
morning,
have
Jugnu.
been
How are you?
waiting for half an hour. Oh, I
Yes,
am good.
yes, I
What about you?
yes, I'm also doing well. Okay, so which article are you going to read?
Article number 8. Just let me check it out. Mm, yes, article number 8.
Okay, you may proceed.
The heading of this article: Assam singer Jubin Garg cremated with a state honors. Assam's iconic singer-composer Jubin Garg was cremated with the state honor at Karmkuchi village in Sonapur, about 30 kilometers east of the Guwahati on Thursday. Tens of the thousands of fans followed the ambulance, with many more laying the highway between Guwahati and Sonapur to catch the glimpse of the singer for the last time. Garg's body was kept at the Arjun Bhogeshwar Bahur Baharul Support Complex for more than 48 hours after it arrived from the Singapore via New Delhi on Sunday morning. At Karmkuchi, chant of Joy Jubinda rent the air and fans sang
fans sung one of his most popular songs, Mayavini, in unison as a Garg's sister Palm claimed both Thakur and music composer Rahul Gautam Sharma. His protege lit the pile, aimed gun, saluted. Garg had often asked his fan to play this song when he died. Earlier in the day, a second autopsy was conducted on Garg's body at the Guwahati Medical College and Hospital in the presence of doctors from the All India Institute of the Medical Science. The first non-invasive post-mortem was conducted in Singapore on September 19 at the day he died. The certificate uh, issued by the Singapore authorities mention drowning as the cause of the death. The chief minister said the state government had decided on the second autopsy followed the demand from the fans, who suspected Garg battling ill health was made to go swimming, despite instruction from his doctor to keep him away from the water and fire. So now I am done with my reading part. Now let's move towards summarize part. So the most iconic singer and composer Zubinda has passed away before 3 days. So his cremated was celebrated with the state honor and with gunshot, and the tens of the thousand followed followers was gathered among the highways and the funeral, uh, the cremations site, and it was conducted uh, about 30 km east of the Guwahati on Thursday, and his body was kept at the Arjun Bhogeshwar Baru Sport Complex for more than 48 hours after its arrival from the Singapore via the Delhi. And he actually he had a aquaphobia. Doctor also suggested him that don't go to don't go to water and fire. Cover up yourself with those things, and along with these things, at the Karm Puja, the chant of the Joy Govinda rent the ear and filled with the ears of the Jai Govinda. This was the slogan of the people when the funeral procession was going on there, and his more iconic song Mayavi was sung by the fans, and his son lit the pile, and Gerd often asked to his fan when he used to when he used to sing his song at the event or the stage that when he would die, people will sing this song Mayavini, and his more iconic song is it now so far. And uh, the thing is about made him different, and people like there is no chance people attend thousands people attended his funeral, and who was
Jugnu, you are.
not.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yes, now you are audible. That time you were silent.
Oh,
Okay.
when I was not audible. Hello.
You were saying something about Garg that he is famous and something.
Okay, okay, okay. So sorry, actually a network problem. So I was about to say he was a backbone of those people who cannot stand against the politicians and corruptions. He sometime he would mention uh, the corruption, and he whether we talk about CAA protests or conservative things, and this is how uh, this is why he was different icon of the Assamese. And he also used to say that I am an atheist and I don't practice any religion. Uh, and sometime he would call himself as a devotee of the Shiv. And when he and Jubin himself had once voiced, and he will be remembered as a great artist and composer of the song. And his autopsy, his first autopsy was done in Singapore, uh, the the day he died, and the second autopsy was done in Assam, uh, in Assam at the medical college hospital, AIIMC. Maybe I am. This is faded me to the name of the hospital. So sorry for that. But and Jubin Garg was not just a singer, but a cultural icon of the Assam, and his songs like Maya Bini are him, you know, and the Love Generation is funeral turned into the massive emotional gathering. Even I have been following him when his song was released, Ya Ali, and the other song is name what was that? Oh God, yeah, एक दिन तेरी राहों में, एक दिन तेरी राहों में. That was the most famous and most renowned song which was sung by him. So we have lost the most prime artist before 3 days. So it was the entire article and his history, whatever I have told about you. Now I am done.
Thank you so much, Jugnu, for reading this very emotional article. Like, yes, you read this article in a very well manner, and also you were very calm at the time of reading this article. It was really appreciable, and also you summarized everything about this article. And I thought, yes, it seems like you were one of the fan of Jubin Garg. So
Yeah,
yes, it was really.
even I have been listening his songs for 3 hours when I came across his death announcement.
Okay, yes, yes, it is kind of, a very emotional time when some famous or some good
Uh,
singers go,
Hello.
unfortunately. Yes, Nandan, are you there? Are you speaking?
Yes. Is there any newspaper left?
You can check on website like whichever people have taken. You can choose apart from that.
Can I be next?
No, no, because lots of people are in the queue. If I will take you next, then they will, scold me.
Let them escort you.
Okay, please register your name. I will take you after
I
prayers. Yeah.
registered. I registered. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Utkarsh
okay.
Priyadarshi, ma'am, thank you.
Yes, yes, Jugnu. Yes, I was saying like yes, you did really well, and yes, it is kind of very
Ma'am,
emotional time.
kindly just,
Nandan, just wait
give
a
the chance
second.
to
Let
speak to
him
others.
explain.
We don't have time. I also want to speak.
Hey, Nandan, just
Okay,
wait a
um,
second and
when I
let
will,
her give
uh,
the
Jugnu,
reason.
we don't have that much time, okay?
Yeah, I know,
then
man.
please, please, please.
But
Then
I
you know,
had
then
I
Might
had
then
been
what's the
otherwise I
waiting
will
problem?
move.
for a half an hour, man.
What?
Please stop talking. Like I am here as a host. So if you guys will start
Okay, okay.
making fairly, okay. So please, okay. I'm moving with next participant. Thank you so much, Jugnu, for being part of the session. Now
Okay,
moving to
welcome.
next participant, we have Vidyanshu. Vidyanshu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Very good morning, Vidyanshu. How are you?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm fine. So,
Okay.
may I start reading part?
Yes, yes, yes. Your art. Okay, you can start with your article number and proceed.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vidyansu. I'm going to read article number 20. So, dealing in pain. Trump's clampdown on paracetamol is part of an anti-science playbook which could make the world more vulnerable. Acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol or paracetamol, is among the most widely used painkiller. Like all other medicines, it should be taken under a physician's care. But US President Donald Trump has said doctors in the country will soon advised not to prescribe the pain reliever to pregnant women, linking the drug with astigmatism. In a similar vein, country's Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had said that the FDA would also initiate the process of changing the safety label on the medication and launch a public health campaign to raise awareness. Medicines should indeed undergo review, and a section of scientists has cited rigorous studies to rule out the link between acetaminophen and autism. Another group of scientists has taken a somewhat more nuanced view on the case of autism. They argue against signaling out a medicine or a vaccine and instead underline factors such as genetic predisposition and environmental exposure. The problem with the Trump Kennedy approach is not just a refusal to engage with scientific knowledge. The US President and Health Secretary seem to playing on the legitimate anxieties of American public over growing cases of autism to target aceta- acetaminophen. Their focus on an unproven link could be a distraction in a fight against developmental disorder. The clampdown on acetaminophen is latest in the series of measures that could dent the credibility of American science. Last month, the White House fired Susan Monarech, the director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, after she clashed with Kennedy over vaccine policy. Kennedy is known for vaccine skeptic, and his handling of US measles crisis has received flack. Peter Marks, the Food and Drug Administration's top vaccine official, resigned in March after accusing the US Health Secretary retray of spreading misinformation. The CDC has faced budget cuts, layoffs, resignations, and an array of questionable change to protocols. The fund crunch in the premium US institution is impacting research on infectious diseases in other parts of the world. For instance, US latest study on the safety of COVID vaccine stewarded by New Zealand based Global Vaccine Data Center was terminated in April, a year shy of completion because class-strapped CDC could not afford to fund it. HIV research has been undermined because US administration has paralyzed the Trump's emergency plan for AIDS research, which funds not only treatment but also millions of HIV tests every year that help scientists gauge spread of the virus. Public health experts are worried that Trump's diatribe, "Don't take Tylenol, fight like hell not to take it," and the FDA's strictures on paracetamol could create confusion beyond the US and affect treatment of high fever among pregnant women, a real and documented risk to fetal health. Trump and Kennedy met Trump and Kennedy may position their policies as making America healthy again, but they are actually making world more vulnerable. I have completed my reading part, so I'm going to summarize this article. Uh, this article is based in a drug named acetaminophen. It is used also called paracetamol. So main thing is here, we can say theme of the passage is that U.S. government is opposing this use of this medicine. US President and the Health Secretary has said that this is casing the use of this is casing a disorder named autism that is directly linked, uh, and also they have said that there will be some uh, review on this medication, and they will launch some health campaign to make awareness among people. And some of our doctors has said that yes, this is like there is marginal effect of this medicine with this marginal relation with this medicine to that disorder. And recently time it has been seen then the US government is cutting uh, funds in like health sector. They are not providing much liberty to do like research and to do funds like research centers. And that has seen that an official named Susan Mojrik, who has been also fired, like he did clash with Kennedy some over some policies. And yes, and CDC, it is a kind of uh, governing body in health sector in USA that has seen also fund cuts, layoff, and resignation, and many changes in the protocols. And US is not providing much, you can say much liberty to the institution. And US has cut also some funds in AIDS research. So AIDS was they were testing uh, people who are affected of AIDS in every year. So main thing what I understood is that US is opposing to this medicine, and but there is less effect according to scientists. I have completed the summary of this article. Thank you. I have completed summary of this article, ma'am.
Hi, Utkarsh. I think she is not there.
Hello, hello.
Ritangshu, she is not here.
Okay,
I think that is physically not here. Hi, host. Utkarsh, are you there? I think I left the PC. Mm, Truman is there.
Yeah, I'm here.
You are the next participant.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Ma'am,
you are
you were
audible.
okay. That time I was inaudible. I thought I was audible and I was speaking continuously. Then nobody was responding.
We cannot
Okay.
see what
Yes, yes.
I'm not audible at that time. I also ask you, you are there or not.
Okay. Okay, now I will not delay further. Now we should move with next participant. We have True Man. True Man, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. Good morning to you as well.
Okay, which article are you going to read?
10.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you. The article I'm going to read is 10. India, China, primary funders of Russia war. Trump at UNGA, taking his often repeated allegation against India to the floor of the UN General Assembly. US President Donald Trump on Tuesday accused India and China of being primary funders of the Russian war in the Ukraine. He also claimed again that he stopped the India-Pakistan conflict in May. Mr. Trump said he was prepared to impose very strong tariffs that would end the purchase of Russian oil but wanted European countries to join in the effort. He said that many NATO countries continue to purchase Russian energy, including gas, despite accusations against multiple countries and the fact that China imports more Russian energy than India. The US has singled out India by imposing penalty tariff of 25%, effectively doubling the tariff on Indian goods. China and India are primary funders of war by continuing to purchase Russian oil. Mr. Trump said in an hour-long speech at the start of the high-level week at the UN, it is inexcusable that even NATO countries have not cut off many Russian energy and Rus- Russian energy and Russian energy products. He added, it was his first address to the UNGA in his second term in office. He said that if Russia was not ready to make a ceasefire deal, then the US is fully prepared to impose a very strong round of powerful tariffs, which would stop the bloodshed. But for those tariffs to be effective, European nations would have to join the US in adopting the exact same measures. The European Union, which announced its 19th round of sanctions last week, has not imposed tariff on India as the US has for Russia oil purchases. So I'm done with my reading part. I'm going to summarize this article. This
Okay,
article says that
Truman, Utkarsh, I want to tell something that is, I can summarize it. That is, there is so few, so everybody can participate. It is also that I can save some time. I can summarize.
What?
I can summarize. Then it is, that is, there is so many queue. So many are
No,
there.
only Truman. I think you are there because Prince is not available, so
Oh,
you will be
okay,
there.
okay.
Okay, Truman, you can summarize.
yeah, thank you. This article is about the U.S. Prime Minister, President Mr. Donald Trump is stated that China and India as the primary funders for Russia war against the Ukraine because China and India purchasing the Russian oils energy products that that make revenue for Russia to war against the Ukraine. That also the Trump claims many times. A few weeks back I read this article related to this that in Washington, Mr. Donald Trump already stated that 40 times that he helped settle the conflict between India and Pakistan. However, India is denied it continuously, and he also this article is also says that the many European countries is not recently they passed the Union announcement 19th round of sanction last week, which has no tariff or any imposed on India for buying Russian oils. So he is also going to impose very effective tariff on India for purchasing Russian oil. If the Russia uh, not stop the war against Ukraine, and so yes, and that's what this article is about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Truman, for picking this article. And you read and summarized in a well manner, so I appreciate that. So thank you so much for being part of this session. And if anyone wants to add something, then they can. Okay, and now let's move to the next participant. We have Shikha ma'am. Shikha ma'am, are you there? Shikha ma'am,
I'm here,
yes,
but
ma'am,
I, uh, I have selected this topic and this article, so I have to change it, na? Other,
if you want to summarize, then you can, ma'am. Otherwise, you can change.
no, there is no need of changing. Article number 10.
Ma'am, you can summarize this article.
Okay. That is, it is about the India and China to allegations about the Russian. That is the primary funders in Russian war from the side of Trump. That is, US President Donald Trump accused India and China as primary funders to Russia in the war of Russia-Ukraine war on the war of Russia and Ukraine. He told on this statement on the floor of UN General Assembly on Tuesday. He also claimed that he had stopped the Pakistan-India conflict in May. He added that he was going to impose very strong tariff for purchasing Russian oil and gas, and he had imposed already, that is 20%, 25% tariff and more 25% for penalty tariff. That is total about 50% tariff on India for purchasing Russian oil and gas. He warned European NATO countries also to stop Russian oil and gas purchasing from Russia, which is inexecutable. So, despite of this accusation against multiple countries, and the fact is that China imposed more Russian, the China purchased more oil and energy from Russia, uh, but than India, but there is no tariff on China. Only India, on India, he has imposed double tariff. He said that if Russia mm, was not ready to make their ceasefire deal, then America will impose a very strong round of powerful tariff to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine. And also, the European Union, which announced in its 19th round of tariffs, has not imposed last week, has not imposed tariff on India, as US has purchased Russian oil now also. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sikha ma'am, for yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sikha ma'am, for this summarizing this article in a much better way. I appreciate that. And both of you, thank you so much, True Man and Sikha ma'am, for picking this article and summarizing in a well manner. I truly appreciate. Okay,
Thank you.
so now further, without further delay, I would like to call next participant. Okay, let me check the queue. Give me a minute.
Ma'am, it is Saurav.
Okay, Saurav, hello Saurav, how are you?
I am also good. What about you?
Yes, I'm also doing great. Okay, which article are you going to read?
I read article number 9.
Okay, please proceed with your article.
Okay. My topic is no prohibition on sales of meat, fish, eggs during Navratri. Clarify, clarify Bhopal officials. No prohibition on the sale of meat, fish or eggs has been imposed in Madhya Pradesh, capital of Bhopal during the 9-day Navratri festival or Dasra. Officials clarified on Tuesday, dismissing media reports about a purported ban on these products from September 2022 to October 2. Speaking to the Hindu Bhopal collector Kaushkendra Vikram Singh said, "No such order has been issued. Such order has been issued by the district administration, placing a blanket ban like this." On Monday, several media outlets had reported on the prohibition, citing a report by a news agency which quoted a sub-divisional magistrate. However, the news agency, which had shared a purported video statement by the SDM on X regarding the ban, deleted the post on Tuesday. The post drew widespread criticism from social media users and opposition party leaders. Many slammed the move and termed it magisterian and divisive. In a post on X, Trinamool Congress Lok Sabha member Mahu Moitra remarked, "How can the entire multi-faith city of Bhopal be forced to give up fish, meat, eggs sim- simply because some people decide to turn vegetarian for a finite period of time to balance our their sins for the remainder of the year." In a fresh post on Tuesday, the news agency is issue a correction highlighting that the official quote is the SDM from Mellar in North MP. Navratri Mela is starting from September 22 in the holy town of Ma Sharda. In view of this, the sale of meat, fish and eggs has been banned in the city from September 22 to October 2. Divya Patel, SDM Mailar, is quoted as saying, "My her collected Rani Batar told the Hindu that the prohibition is imposed in parts of the town near the famous Sharda Mata temple during both Navratris every year. Annual phenomenon. Such orders are issued each year during the Navratri festivals at the temple. There's a complete ban on the sale of raw and cooked meat," she added. Prem Shankar Shukla, Bhopal Municipal Corporation Public Relation Officer, said that such prolonged dietary restrictions have never been imposed in the city. Each year a calendar is issued after consultation with various departments and the BMC commissioner in which specific instructions are issued. But we have never imposed restriction for 8-9 days at a straight, he said. I complete my article and I summarize that article. No prohibition of sales of meat, fish, eggs during Navratri, clarified Bhopal official. The ban is to be enforced from 22 September to 2 October 2025 in view of Durga Navratri. Sales of
Meat, fish and eggs has been also banned. The ban cover Bhopal and also extend in Maihar and Umaria districts. In Maihar, the town has been declared a religious city by the state tourism department, which is cited as one of the reason for special measure. In Maihar, the order was issued under Section 163 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, which allows issuance of immediate preventive order in urgent cases of nuisance or apprehended dangers. Violation of the ban can lead to prosecution under Section 233 of BNSS, which carries punishment of up to 6 months imprisonment and fine of 2,500. I complete my summarized part. Amen.
Okay, thank you so much, Saurav, for picking this article. And yes, you read very calmly and very well mannered, and you summarized it very deeply. It was really appreciable. And one thing I would say only, you were having some background noise, so make sure that when you are reading article or summarizing, then find some peaceful place. Otherwise, it seems, messy. Otherwise, you did really well. I appreciate that, and always keep consistent in this session, and you will find some improvement in yourself as well. Thank
Okay,
you so
ma'am.
much. Okay,
Thank you.
now let's move to the next participant. We have Shaq. Shaq, are you there?
Madam, good morning, madam.
Good morning, Shaq. Am I pronunciating your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Sheikh.
Okay, Sheikh. Okay, very good morning. Okay, how are you?
It's fine, ma'am.
Okay, which article are you going to read?
Ma'am, my article number is 19, ma'am.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, I'm going to read article 19, number 19. From DPS to T-Mobile CEO Srini Gopalan joins Elite Club of India-born US executives. T-Mobile, the US telecom giant, announced on Monday that it has appointed its current Chief Operating Officer, India-born Srini Gopalan, as the company's next Chief Executive Officer, effective November 1st, 2025. With this elevation, Gopalan joins the distinguished club of India-born CEOs heading some of world's most influential companies in US. A group that includes Satya Nadella of Microsoft, Sundar Pichai of Alphabet and Google, Vimal Kapoor of Honeywell, Raj Subramaniam of FedEx, Arvind Krishna of IBM, and Shantanu Narayan of Adobe. What's T-Mobile? Gopalan, born in Delhi, will now lead T-Mobile, the largest US telecom company in terms of market capitalization at $267 billion and the third largest by revenue, trailing only Verizon and AT&T. In fiscal year 2024, T-Mobile posted annual revenue of $81.40 billion, equivalent to over 7.16 lakh crores. In a LinkedIn post, Gopalan, an alumnus of the 1992 batch of IIT Ahmedabad and Delhi Public School, expressed his admiration for the company's bold culture and passionate workforce. For a decade, I admired this team from afar, watching them push harder, move faster, and think bigger than anyone else in this industry. Over the several years on T-Mobile's board and as Chief Operating Officer, I have witnessed firsthand what makes this team extraordinary. A culture obsessed with smashing customer pain points and employees who bring an unbelievable passion to everyone they do. He wrote. Career graph. Gopalan career graph spans both global and Indian corporate landscapes. He began his professional journey with Unilever India in 1992, where he worked until 1995 as area sales manager. He then moved on to key leadership roles including consumer directive at Bharati Airtel, senior vice president at Capital One, and board member for Europe at Deutsche Telekom. He also held responsibilities at Vodafone before joining T-Mobile in June 2009 as Chief Marketing Officer. Earlier this year, in March 2025, he was elevated to Chief Operating Officer, where he has overseen the company's technology, consumer, and business divisions. Gopalan is widely credited for bringing both the technical acumen and business vision to his leadership roles. At T-Mobile, he has championed the company's transformation into a data-driven, AI-enabled digital first enterprise with a sharp focus on customer experience. He has been instrumental in strengthening T-Mobile's 5G leadership and driving innovation in next generation mobile networks. What lies ahead of us, though, is even more exciting because over the last 5 years we have built America's best network and digital AI capabilities that are far ahead of anyone else in our industry. We can and will truly unleash the uncareer, Gopalan said. So the summary of the passage is about Srini Gopalan, who now become the chief executive officer of T-Mobile company, which is the largest telecom company, one of the largest telecom company in United States of America. So from chief operating officer to chief executive officer, the Srini Gopalan elevated, gain that much position, higher position in the company. So many Indians like Sundar Pichai of Google and Satya Nadella of Microsoft, they are, and many other Indian intellectuals who become CEOs of the topmost companies, topmost brands in the world. So so coming to the T-Mobile, it is one of the largest telecom company in the US, and about we will no, I will tell about the Srini Gopalan. About Srini Gopalan, he born in Delhi. Mm, After he completed his schooling in Delhi, he studied in IIT Ahmedabad, and he worked as a first after completion of his graduation. He worked in Unilever India uh, as a sales manager, and mm, taking bigger roles and leadership qualities in him, and taking responsibilities. He grew in higher positions. In He worked in different telecom companies in India and abroad. So at last, from in T-Mobile company, uh, from chief operating officer to chief executive officer, uh, he rises. So that's all, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sheikh, for picking this article. Yes, you summarized and read this article in really well manner, and I appreciate your reading skill. Like you were very calm and and at the time of summarizing as well, you were very calm and summarizing in a very well manner. You were not in a rush, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being part of this session, and always be consistent
Yes,
and
ma'am.
keep learning, keep shining. Okay, next we
Thank you.
have, thank you so much, Sheikh. Okay, next we have Peace. Peace, are you there?
Hello, ma'am. A very good morning. I'm here.
Good morning, how are you?
Ma'am, I'm absolutely well. How are you?
Yes, I'm also like you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so are you ready to read your article?
Yes, ma'am. I'm absolutely ready. So may I start?
Okay, glad to know. Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
can.
So the article number which I'm going to read is the article number 2. So let's get started. Need ties with landlocked Nepal, Bhutan, India's northeast, Yunus. Kalol Kanti Bhattacharjee, New Delhi. Bangladesh needs to strengthen economic relations with landlocked Nepal, Bhutan, as well as one second. Now, I'll be starting once again. Bangladesh needs to strengthen economic relations with landlocked Nepal, Bhutan, as well as the northeast states of India, said Chief Advisor to the interim government of Bangladesh, Mohammad Yunus, in a meeting with Sergio GOR, US President Donald Trump's ambassador designate for India and special envoy for South and Central Asia. Mr. Yunus and Mr. Gore and Ms. Kaur and Mr. Kaur held talks on Monday on the sidelines of the UNGA's annual session about the prevailing situation in Bangladesh, including the prospects of election that is scheduled to be held in the February 2026. He informed Mr. Gore that Dhaka has intensified the process to revive the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, that is even known as SAARC. The election will be held in February. It will be free, fair, and peaceful. The country is fully prepared, Mr. Yunus said. Additionally, he emphasized the importance of strengthening economic ties with landlocked Nepal and Bhutan, as well as India's seven northeast states, said the chief advisor's press wing. We can accelerate our economic growth through closer regional cooperation, said Mr. Yunus. Mr. Yunus had described India's northeast states as landlocked during the March-April visit to China when he called for greater economic ties between China and South Asia. The chief advisor's office said the discussion with Mr. Gore, who is expected to arrive in New Delhi later this year, discovered or covered the situation in South Asia, including the Rohingya crisis. The chief advisor sought continued US support for more than 1 million Rohingya refugees currently residing in camps in Cox's Bazar. In response, US officials said the life-saving aid for the Rohingyas would continue, said the officer of chief advisor. Professor also expressed Bangladesh's interest in joining ASEAN, stating that integration with Southeast Asian economies would significantly accelerate the country's development, said the press wing. Thank you so much. So, moving ahead with the elucidation of the article, I would say Bangladesh under the chief advisor Mohammad Yunus, they really aim to strengthen their economic ties with their landlocked Nepal, Bhutan, and a few of the, I guess, seven northeastern states of India. During a meeting with US President Donald Trump, uh, I guess his Trump name, yeah, the ambassador designate for Indian Special Envoy for South and Central Asia, Sergio Gore, he was the designate of that. Yunus emphasized the importance of economic cooperation, including the reviving the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, that you can even say SAARC, Well, the discussion also covered the situation in Bangladesh and really emphasized on holding elections which would be free and fair and also peaceful by February 2026, and continued saying the Rohingya crisis with Yunus seeking continued US support for refugees in Cox's Bazar. Well, I guess Yunus also highlighted in the need for peaceful elections and described India's northeastern states as a gateway for economic growth through regional cooperation. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peace, for picking this article. And yes, I can say you are very good at reading and summarizing the article. It's truly commendable. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being part of this session and always keep consistent, keep learning, keep shining. Okay, now I have to take last participant. Okay, Nandan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. How are you?
Yes, very well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm same.
Okay, so do you want to read article?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, which one?
Anyone you suggest.
You have to summarize at last also,
I am not good in summarizing.
but you have to summarize because it is, a rule or kind of
Uh,
mandatory thing that you have.
Gurbani will summarize when I stop reading.
Okay, but you have to try first. Okay, you can take some easy
Okay.
articles, a short one.
Let me see any short one. Can you suggest me?
Yes, first one you can choose.
Okay. Okay. GST rate cut, festival offers skyrocket auto sales SIAM. In an encouraging start to the Navratri festival season, automakers have reported robust business backed by the cut in goods and services tax beginning Monday. The start to this festive season has been extremely encouraging. The recent GST reduction and special festive offers have sparked an extraordinary wave of consumer interest and enthusiasm. Said Sailesh Chandra, President, SAME, and MD, Tata Motors Passenger Vehicles Ltd and Tata Passenger Electric Mobility Ltd. On the first day of Navratri, Tata Motors had reported deliveries of over 10,000 cars and SUVs and received over 25,000 inquiries, the company said. Maruti Suzuki India Ltd, the country's largest car maker, said the response from customers had been phenomenal. So meeting it had not seen in the last 35 years. On the first day, we recorded 80,000 inquiries and have already delivered over 25,000 cars, with deliveries expected to touch 30,000 shortly. Since September 18, when we announced additional price reduction, we have received 75,000 bookings with nearly 15k bookings coming in every day, about 50% higher than usual, the company said in a statement. Inquiries remain very high and we may even run out of stock for certain variants compared with last year. Compared with last year, the overall response has been exceptionally strong, the company said. Basically, I'm done with the reading part. So in this article, government cut the GST rate and the festival is going on. It's Navratri. So the companies like Tata and Marutis are having fabulous response coming from the customers. They are saying that customers uh, showing the inquiries and with us nearly 25 inquiries uh, in Tata and more than 30, more than 25 inquiries Maruti is also having. On first day, Tata Motor delivered 10,000 plus cars, and they are expecting more, even more. And if we talk about Maruti's company, they are having 80,000 inquiries and they sold over 25,000 cars. And in the upcoming days, they are assuming that they will be out of stock for certain type of models. So yeah, both of the companies, due to GST rate cut, they are happy and they are receiving lot of orders from customers. Yeah, I'm done, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Nandan, for
First time
reading
I
this
summarized,
article.
ma'am.
Yes, yes, truly, it was
I'm
truly
feeling very good.
commendable. But you
I'm
did really
feeling
well.
confident and very good. I can't describe.
No, but you did really well. Like sometimes you confused, but you read in a very brilliant manner, and also you summarized it in a well manner. Like you covered the crux or point that was written in this article exactly. So
Yes.
it's yes, it is appreciable. Like you must try at least because no need to be perfect, but you did well, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for this
Yeah.
participation. I appreciate. Okay, so anyone, if they want to say something about this article, then they can. Now, yes, after this, I will be wrapping up this session because it's already, I have delayed this session.
Are you done
Okay,
with
so
reading, ma'am?
what? Yes, I have done with reading. Actually,
Okay.
yes, I. Mhm.
Thank you for the session. Thank you for having me in this session. I summarized for the first time. Before that, I was just reading in the summarizing part, but I felt like I really did summarize today.
No, you are good at this, but once you have to, if you wanna be good at summarizing, then you have to read this article once or twice. Then you will be
Mm.
able to summarize this in a very well manner. But you appreciate, well, like you read randomly and summarized it also in a well manner.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, exactly. This article was same, like talking about some festive season boost or kind of GST cut on the product of vehicles that Maruti or
Acha.
Siam, like
Oh,
here.
Utkarsh, ma'am. Sorry for
Yes,
interruption.
yes.
Can I
Okay,
add
okay.
something in it?
Yes, you can,
Okay, so
Gurvani.
thanks for the session, ma'am. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much. It is also my pleasure that you took part.
Oh,
Yes,
he left.
Gurvani, you can.
Yes, actually, the maybe the changes are like we saw in this article that there are changes on GST slab. Uh, these particular prices that are reduced on Maruti Suzuki or some short cars, it is due to GST 2.0 because the 12% and 28% slab is cut before cut from GST 1 and there is one another slab is added and after it there is a minimum change that on Maruti like such as short cars the tax slab is not decreased, it is increased. Sorry, decrease, not increase. Due to this, their price is stable, and now mm, it is easy for purchasing for any class, like upper to middle class. That's why these cars are out of stock on festive season. That was the fact. maybe.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Gurbani, for adding your points to this article. Okay, now I would finally wrap up this session. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this session. And yes, this is end of this session. And now you can talk on any topic that you want. And one thing I would like to share, like if anyone wants to start learning, anyone wants to start their spoken journey from beginning to advanced, then we have come up with one exciting activities, or we are coming up with challenge, 60-day challenge. So if anyone wants to join, so please go through the pinned message and you will find there link. Then you can join that 60-day challenge group. So you will be having lots of activities related to that, and you have to do every single day. So you may join. It is going to start from 30th September. So yes, if anyone wants to take part, then they can search for that.
I given my name very firstly as a beginner.
Wow, that's nice, Gurwani. I have also given like my name, or I will be practicing every single day.
Same
Yes,
here as
in
well. Same here as well. Even I've given my
you
name as
know,
a very beginner.
you know